Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Good morning, ma'am.
So before we begin the lesson, let us pray together. Please, the class captain, can you help me to lead the prayer?
Yes, ma'am, I think I can.
Okay, go on, Arif Suhardi.
Sorry, ma'am, but I forgot the prayer notes.
Okay, let me help you to find it. Okay, can you see it? Can you read it on the group that I have sent?
Yes, ma'am, I got it.
Okay, please read it.
Okay, everyone, before we start the class, let us pray together. Ya Allah, we thank you for the blessings, health, and strength that you always give to us. Make use for us what you've taught us and teach us knowledge that will be useful for us. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar subhana rabbil ladzi wa amin.
Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you very much, Arif. And now, how are you doing?
I'm fine, ma'am. Thank you.
How about you?
Yes, I'm in a good condition too. Thank you for asking. I'm glad that everyone is in a good condition today. And now I'll call you one by one. So please raise your hand when I call your name. Okay, we can start the lesson. In the previous meeting, we talked about conjunction, and now I'm going to explain to you further about this material. Okay, can you see the screen right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us review about the last material. So what is conjunction? It is used to connect equivalent units such as word to word, phrase to phrase, clause to clause, or sentence to sentence. And we have learned that conjunction has some kinds. They are compound conjunction and also complex conjunction. Now we will continue to the coordinate conjunction. So what is mean by coordinate conjunction? So coordinate conjunction is a part of compound conjunction. It consists of what you can call it with fanboys. They are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So have you tried to apply this kind of conjunction when writing? Yes, anyone? Between these seven, what kind of which one that you usually use when writing? Can you give me an example? Maybe Arif Barlaman?
Yes, ma'am. I usually use but. For example, like I'm so thirsty, but there are no drink available here.
Yes, that's a very good example, Arif Barlaman. Thank you. So here are the further explanation of the use of those friend voice and also the example of sentence that you can make for from those. Okay, now let's go back to your book. Please check page 15 and let us continue to do some exercise there.
Good morning, class. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Before we start the lesson, I need the class captain to lead the prayer. I think the class captain is Djagad.
Thank you, sir. All right, my friends, before we start the lesson, let us pray together. Ya Allah, we thank you for the blessings, health, and strength that you always give to us. Make useful for us what you have taught us and teach us knowledge that will be useful for us. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah.
That's great. Thank you for the class captain. All right, now class, how are you today? Are you ready for the lesson?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. How about you, sir?
I also good. Thank you for asking. Okay, now I'll check your attendance. So please, student, turn on your camera. All right. It seems that one student absent today. Okay, class. We can class now. After the last week, you have learned about the theory and practice of introduction. This time, you will move toward the new topic about description text. First of all, what do you know about description text? One student can answer.
Yes, sir. May I try to answer?
Yes, Jagat.
I think descriptive text is used to describe something. I think so.
That's correct. Okay. For the detail of descriptive text, are the slide about the explanation about it. Can you see my screen all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
As what like Jagat said, the descriptive text is about the text that will give you detail about object. For example, a description about animal, human, or I'm sorry. And the descriptive text is can describe the animal, human, or building or any objects. Uh, And then there are so many kind of descriptive text that we will learn. But now the example I will give you is for example. The first one is human description, and then animal description, class description, and then tool description. For the human description, uh, what characteristic you can describe in it? Uh, Anyone can give the example? Arif Suhardi, can you give the example of human characteristic?
Yes, sir. I think the the physic the human physic, like I think the face, or I think the body, or perhaps the hair. I think.
Thank you, Arif Suhardi. That is a good example. From the example that Arif has said, the test we we can learn that descriptive text make you give a clear idea what the things look like, or how the human appearance appearance look like. Uh, the descriptive text also make you imagine as if the or the object uh, really like in front of you, like you see it, or you can sense about uh, the abstract concept of it, like smell, or you can also touch it. Then the structure of descriptive text is identification and description. While identification will introduce about the object that that the text will describe, and then the description content about the feature that the object have, like its characteristic, form, or the appearance. Okay, and then next is the purpose of descriptive text. There is two function of descriptive text. The first function is social function. The descriptive text uh, can make pictures in someone's mind. So the reader of text can think about something that the text have described, and then it also can give an idea about the function, habit, or characteristic of something. Like in human, you can know what he likes and what their occupation, and then there are four language feature that available in descriptive text. The first one is adjective. um, Adjective here uh, is about like how, how the object have described in such a way like it is large or small, and then it use the present tense. Uh, have you remember about the formula for present tense? Anyone? Alice, do you know about the formula of present tense?
Is it where the subject, verb one, and then object, sir?
Yes, that's right. Can you give one sentence that contain present tense?
I eat rice.
That's correct. Uh, as you can now, as you can see, the present tense is also can describe and that's it including in describing an object because when you describe an object you cannot say it in past tense or future tense. It's not born for time and you must use present tense because it is the rule. And then the noun, the noun is about the object that we will describe, uh, like animal or human or tools, building, and then the action verbs. The action verbs here uh, is what the object capable to do, like human, he can do running, singing, while the animal it can roar or can default, and then the tools it can be used for scoping something, uh, and the other example. Okay, is there any question regarding the materials for descriptive text, students? Hello, is there anything you still not understand about descriptive text?
I think I understood, sir.
Okay. Information and need to do, please look at page 10 of your book. Okay, you can start check it now. We'll stop sharing this slide.
Okay, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right. Alice, I think you are muted.
Morning, sir.
Yes, that's good. Right, good morning. And before we start the class today, I would like someone to read the prayers and the share as per usual. And I think for today, I would like Arif Barlaman to read the prayers.
Okay, sir.
Okay, hold up.
Okay, friends. I will lead the
No, wait. I haven't shared the screen. Hold Okay, can everyone see the screen again?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Right, that's great. Yes, Arif Barlaman, you can go ahead.
Okay, my friend, lead the prayer and you also read it in your inside your heart. Okay, you Allah, our God, to you belong all praise. We pray to you for all the blessings so we can study and do our learning activities on this day given by our teacher. Hopefully, the knowledge we gain will be beneficial to ourselves, our future, and our nations. Amin. Ya Rabbal Alamin.
Thank you for that, Barlaman. But unfortunately, I need to fix your pronunciation. Um, it's hard. It's hard. You said before you do the prayers, you said to read the prayer in heart.
In heart.
Yes. Okay. Good. And then knowledge. The K sound is silence, so you only need to read knowledge, not knowledge. You understand?
Yes, sir. So said knowledge, right?
Good. Very good. That's exactly it. Right. How are you doing this fine day, everyone?
I think
Quite good,
I'm
sir.
good, sir. How
Just
about
thank
you?
you.
Good, sir.
How about you?
Right, that's very good to hear. I'm fine as well. Thank you for asking, Jagat. Right, so last meeting we've already done with the materials about stuff. Now we can make plans of going somewhere, or doing something, and we know how to use the future tense using with the material. Right. So today we're going to learn about making captions, creating captions. You guys you all familiar with what captions is?
Is it like in the Instagram, sir?
Exactly, just like in Instagram posts. So of course, all of you scroll to social medias like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok as well, watching videos. And in each post, there's always descriptions of things, and that is what we call captions. Now, I will share screen. Give me a moment. Can you all see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that's great. Right, so caption is what we are going to learn today. Right, in this slide, how do you feel when you see this collection of pictures? Everyone's free to open their mic.
Feel what is it? Feel amused.
You can say which pictures that makes you feel something. Perhaps, for example, the pictures of this red car that it looks amazing. It looks great. It looks the design is cool. It's like that. So yeah, can you say something?
Yes, sir.
Which one, sir?
Hold up a second, Djagad. Okay, Arif, you can free to say something about one of this picture. You might want just feel free to say something and then say something about it. Okay, Jagat, do you want to say something?
I think that the second picture where the caption is when you just book a trip and you can't wait any longer is quite cute.
So you think the second picture about the picture of baby with the text when you just book a trip and you can't wait any longer is cute, right? Anything? Anyone else want to say something?
Maybe for the picture that has no text, I having some difficulty in knowing what does the meaning of why you insert the picture, sir.
Right. Which aspect do you not understand, Alice, about the pictures that I given to you? Like, or what you couldn't understand about these pictures or something?
What I would say, if you when you are showing this picture, is I think you want to share that these pictures are good, and I cannot think any other thing that you may say about that picture.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you for yeah, right. Thank you for explaining. So, okay, the reason why put these pictures is to show you guys what it means to make a captions of something. So, for example, with the explanation from Jagat, Jagat feels that the second picture of a baby feeling happy with a text when you just book a trip and you can't wait any longer. The feeling that Jagat had can be used as can be used to make a captions for a post in a certain social media. For example, if by chance that Jagat wants to upload this particular pictures and then want to add something on the post, of course, he perhaps will add something about like this about something related to the pictures, about perhaps some additional info. Like, yeah, I think this pictures of a baby is cute, and then he will post the pictures in social media. So that is actually the reason why I put these pictures. Um, anyone understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Sure.
Sorry.
I understand. I
Understand.
understand what you're trying to say.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. So, okay. Try to slide. I cannot. Okay, hold on. Right. So here's a very comprehensive explanations about what captions are. So everyone, please pay attention to the screen. So we see that in this slide, captions are that represent an image or a video, and captions are often used in social media to put additional information about some things, just like what I've explained previously. And it can also be used to highlight certain things related to an image or video. So just like what I did with the just like what I make an example from Jagad's explanation, what Jagad's feel about the certain pictures. That is what the captions are. Okay, everyone, here I put some more examples that I would like you to see, that I would like to pay attention to. Alice Rahma, can you see the what the pictures are? Pictures is?
Yes, sir.
Right, you see pictures of a landscape, right?
Yes.
And there's the caption, and that is what do you think about these posts
Uh,
and the
I
caption?
I think by reading the caption, I could learn and know the story behind the picture. I could understand the meaning of what the writer would like to convey from the picture.
Mm-hmm. That is absolutely good. That is a good explanation. Yes. So yeah, captions are also story of a pictures or a video. So there's information that I just said previously. It can be used to inform people about some things behind the scenes of pictures or video. So yeah, then again, additional information, just like I said. More examples. Arif Barlaman, what do you feel about this particular post? It's also related to the current event that are actually happening. So, how do you feel?
I feel about the picture. I feel encouraged. I think.
Right. You feel encouraged and you feel empathy or sympathy, empathy and sympathy as well, right?
I think so, sir, because I'm not understanding what happened.
Right. That is all right. So yeah, a certain post with certain captions may also trigger some people to want to know more about certain things. So this caption stands with Ukraine. That means that there's something's happening in Ukraine. Do you guys do you think so, everyone?
I think so, but in what conditions, sir?
Yes. In what condition? That's exactly the questions. So, in what condition that you make yourself want to know more and want to do some little bit of research by googling something? That's how capable and how great captions can do. I mean, making in what captions can do in making a social media post and also in anything else. Right, and last example, I would like Jagad Kurniansyah. So, Jagad, what do you think about this post?
That I think that the cat is fluffy, cute, and yeah, I wanna pet the cat. To be honest.
Yes, and do you think you notice something? Can you notice something other than the pictures?
Mm, the caption, sir.
What do you what do you think about the captions?
I think the uploader wanna express how he or she love the cat. I think.
But you notice that there's no words, right?
Yes.
It's only it's only
Sondian
emojis.
emoji. Yes.
So yeah, this is one of the things that making captions a great thing, especially when you're making a caption in social media, is that with the existence of emoji, we can already tell, and we can start we can start to understand about certain things just with collections of small icons, right? And so yes. So captions not only limited to words, but with the existence of emojis and emoticons, our feelings can be expressed only through small icons and captions. I think I want to point that out because it's very interesting. Right. So far, I think you already start to understand uh, a bit about captions. Now, I would like to continue this material in the in your English book. Also, I would like you to 4 and 35. We'll do some activities in those pages. Right, I think I would like to stop sharing and let us continue to the book.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, before
Morning,
we
sir.
start the class, I would like to invite Alice Rahma. Are you here?
Yes, sir.
Please lead the class to a prayer.
Okay, so class, before we start the lesson, let us pray together. Ya Allah, we thank you for the blessings, health, and strength that you always give to us. Make useful for us what you have taught to us, and teach us knowledge that will be useful for us. Amin, amin, ya Rabbal Alamin.
Thank you so much, Alice, for leading the prayer. Okay, how are you this morning, students? Feeling good?
Yes, fine, sir.
Feeling great,
How about
sir.
you,
Thank
sir?
you. How about you?
I am pretty good myself. Thank you for asking. So last week we already talked a lot about introduction and the contents. We already talked a lot about it. So in this meeting we will move forward to a new topic. So let me share the screen for my see. This is the new topic. It is about descriptive text. And now, when you heard the phrase descriptive text, what idea comes to your mind about this text, this kind of text? Anybody can to answer?
Mister.
Okay, go on.
I think that descriptive text. I think if I would say Nisha, it's text descriptive. So it should be some text to this. I think describe something.
Okay, that's quite good, and that's a quite good answer from Arif Suhardi. Thank you so much. So yes, let's move to the next slide. Yes, as Arif said that descriptive text, or in Indonesian known as text descriptives, is a kind of text that used to describe something in detail. It can be your favorite thing, it can be your favorite person, it can be your favorite animal. It is free to describe anything in this text. The purpose of this text is to give an idea on how things were seen or look like Or we can say that this text describes the characteristics or the attributes in certain things or living things. Yeah, certain things. And then this text focus only on one object. So we can only talk about one particular object. So we cannot describe more than one object. For example, when you describe your favorite things, well, maybe your favorite game or something, you cannot describe anything outside that circle of your favorite game. And then it can be done without any research beforehand, but I suggest that you read a little bit about it since this particular point can be done if you know your participant. Sorry, if you know your what will you describe, you already know it too well. Maybe you want to describe your favorite animal, which is maybe a cat, and you know that cat so well, then you can do it without any research beforehand. Just use your knowledge, your own knowledge about it. And then we move to the next slide, and the structure. The text structure is only two. There are only two parts of this text, which is identification, the introduction to the participant. And this, I give the example of the identification. So Michael Jeffrey Jordan, or known as Michael Jordan, is a famous basketball athlete from USA. So here we can see that this particular part, which is the person name, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, is the participant. And this is the complementary part of it to introduce who is actually Michael Jordan is. And the second one is description, which is the characteristics and details about the participant. So from this part, you can relate to the other attributes of Michael Jordan. For example, his birth date, or maybe what team do he play for, and then maybe his address in USA, etc. You can relate to as many as you can, as many as you can. And we move to the next slide. And the elements of this text. There are 4 elements to this text. And the first one is specific and only one participant. As I already stated earlier, that the exact subject that the exact topic that we will describe in a descriptive text, we can own one single participant. And then the second one is frequent usage of noun followed by adjective. For example, a giant house. And this is the noun, it's house. Giant house is the noun, and then followed by adjective is here. The a here is an adjective. And then using simple present tense, since we just describing the facts of the participant, then we should use the simple present tense to describe it. And the last one is the action verbs. Before we move to the action verbs, can anybody mention what is the formula to the simple present tense? Anybody still remember?
Sir.
Yes, Arif Barlaman, go on.
I think the simple present tense is like drink. Uh, I mean the cat in. I think like that, sir. The formula is S plus V1. I think.
Yes, that's great, Arif Barlaman. Thank you for answering my question. So yes, the formula to this sentence is subject plus verb one, which is the basic form of the verb itself. And then the action verb is the last element. So action verb is actually a verb that the this action verb is actually the a word that can explain what you are doing at the moment. For example, sleep and then walk, maybe drink. It is the example of action verbs. And here is the example of a descriptive text. I would like to invite Arif Suhardi to read this text.
Yes, sorry for the. Okay. So I only need to read the text.
Yes, you only read text.
Okay. Um, Singapore is a Southeast Asian country located between Malaysia and Indonesia. Despite its size, Singapore is known for its transition as as a third world country to the first world country. Singapore also was known as the tiger economy based on external trade and its workforce. Singapore's size is not as big as Indonesia, but the city ranks high, highly in numerous international rankings for its education, entertainment, finance, healthcare, human capital, innovation, logistics, manufacturing, technology, trade and transport.
Okay, thank you so much for helping me to read the passage, Arif Suhardi. But there are quite a lot of grammar mistakes in it, so I will I will correct it while I read it once more for you all. So Singapore is a Southeast Asian country located between Malaysia and Indonesia. So first one is located. How do you pronounce located? It's like this located. It's not located or something like that. It is located between Malaysia and Indonesia. So when you pronounce the name of this country, such as Malaysia and Indonesia, you you are not pronouncing it literally the like the writings of the like the text of the word. So when we pronounce Malaysia, we should pronounce it like this: Malaysia. And when you pronounce Indonesia, you should pronounce it Indonesia. So you cannot just pronounce it just blatantly according to of this such Malaysia and Indonesia. And move on. Despite its small size, Singapore is known for its transition as third world country to the first world country. So it is pronounced despite, no, it's not like that. So it is pronounced despite its small size. Singapore is known, when you pronounce this word, pronounce it like this, known. So you don't pronounce the K in front of known. It just act like this, the K in the word known is disappear. So you pronounce it known for its transition. So we pronounce this word just like this, transition, not transition. As a third world country to the first world country. Singapore also was known as the Asian tiger economy. And again, when you pronounce this phrase, when you pronounce this adjective to this phrase, the Asian tiger economy, you pronounce it as the Asian tiger economy. So the word the itself has several rules, which is when the following words start with a consonant, then it will be read as the. Meanwhile, when the next word starts with a vocal alphabet, which is A, I, U, A, and O, it will be pronounced as the. So we pronounce it as the Asian tiger economy, based on external trade and its workforce. Singapore's size is not as big as Indonesia, but the city ranks highly in numerous international rankings for its education, entertainment, finance, healthcare, human capital, innovation, logistics, manufacturing, technology, tourism, trade, and transport. And the next is, yes, this word, education. You don't pronounce education as education. If I'm not mistaken, I heard that from Arif earlier. We pronounce it just education. And then entertainment. Next one is entertainment. Finance. Here one is finance. This one is healthcare. Next one is human capital, innovation, logistics, manufacturing, technology, tourism, trade, and transport. Yes, I think that's all for the material today. And for the next session, we will go to our workbook on page 15 to 20. So please open the book on page 15 and 20, and we will talk about it after this.